blemi bana.
Nana viuna de suku famaka.
Bato la paille valia
Vivite.
Dignitary va blemi bana.
Nana viuna de suku famaka. Bon de tu suku fahana miuri. Kotumi nyela suku degala. De tu suku fahana miuri. Shima katote de suku degala. Jaba mo di tomana muro wairango de wanasira tu. Ibinya jabati tunami. Ayi bau de wanasira tu.
Nyiga Toke ya me wona me
Ibiyi jimala o toke ya me wona mi. Toke ya me wona mi. Onya o waire toke ya me wona mi.
Aya zu
Toke ya me wona mi. Ibiyi jimala o toke ya me wona mi. Toke ya me wona mi. Onya o waire toke ya me wona mi.
Unku no la nu poge
Jideba kona leba mkono la nukoka. Tukuna la nusagaye. Jideba kona leba parola zoni saga.
Kuna na jojo kala kizeba
Unku no la nukoka. Jideba kona leba mkono la nukoka. Tukuna la nusagaye. Jideba.
Sobai! Mahama, why, Mahama, why, Amademelo, Mahama yadu dikogo, Chabai! Mahama, why, Mahama, Amademelo, Mahama yadu dikogo, Chabai! Poti du douada, Yesu eta siete. Miado di goda, poti du douada, Ganatawe, Yesu eta siete. Miado di goda, goda. Miado di godo, oh go. Poti du douada, Ganatawe, Yesu eta sieta. Miadu di goda, poti du douada, Ganatawe, Yesu eta sieta. Miadu di goda, Ganatawe, yo. So Mahama oh say yeah. Mama oh yeah. Mama oh yeah. Sabai Nadi Susiania Nana Wakpea Nana Wakpa Mahama Ala Radiatia Maunya Namadunya Simabolo Mekana Matahe Inubia Pro Mekana Matahe Aswalo Medenu Nametuto Ghana Tobere Yomana Wakpa Mahama Ghana tobe yomana wakpe Mahama. Amesama be yado adakone Mahama. Ayata no nyebele timenore dikake. Agbeme nyawo sese na moi. Gake nwo kumedwa undo. Agbeme nyawo sese na moi. Mekana makulenye agbefu. Me. Oh, nanya benya tu meye mezunu blan. Kana towe meka glemo di o. Ao na mazunu kokwe na nyeketo. Ao mao. Ao asiwonu ko pomele. Ao wo mazuna de. Kana towe klonye nutila. Kana towe wa mazona de ao asionu ko so bay Akpenami, thanks so much. Malakuku de Nembe in the evening. Viemere. Mila mesame pele Technical University. Mila kuku de na mesame. Mila mesame pele Technical University. Nemi atore miadi akpanami.
Hello. Mada kuku miacho kuku. Shall we all rise? The bang babida. Shall we all rise, please? Shall we all rise, please? Ya chatete, migata mia chatete. Chabe adogwene abejuro pete exchange of greetings. The first half of the exchange of greetings. The second half of the exchange of greetings will now take place. The second half of the exchange of greetings. Niabe amekwekwe vevio heva mia dumea. Yoche wa yala dugbene mia to togwe apede wie nelia ple ofia opete. Asogli. Mais Waochewa Yala Dogana Togbe Apadewi and Elia. Le Ofiao. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, one male, Waochola Sida Simenemiato, Dogbe Apadewi and Elia, Plum Fiao, Plamachiopete. Kukuba let's be silent and continue because time has fast been spent. Ya biacho mi anovi NDC tosi ba wa va do gbena du kopete.
Chamie Marakuna Sinado Agbogbo Mafia Dogbe Apadewi and Lia Blur Asogli Duko Boba Ne more than Lia Miado Benaolo Chami Miracle Walena Milo Edo Eli Oyo Akpe
Yanovi tumpanito mia de kukube ya ide wana oji gbota mi akpere mi onvire
Ago Owe mi awe solo O togwe kola me chisobe a Onya soga bia mi awla soliji
Yo chami Wọ́n tọ́kọ̀ sẹ́gẹ́ wàdó agbogbo mẹ́fìá tọ́gbé afẹ́dẹ̀wíẹ̀ nàlíà kple asọ̀gìlìfìàwó pété gbọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ mẹ́dìgbé àdẹ́kẹ́ o miaƒe President His Excellency John Dramani Mahama flag bearer na NDC party kple pẹ́ntìmẹ́wó. Ovado amuganu toame alebe obe magba fomu si adeo yomo atowava ajele togbe agbogbo mefia gbo unti o tayo ava dogbene akpo efe fofomeda afi ayide yope mojo zozo jilo metwe
Sami Segwera
Yo, Togbe kula me mi awe solo.
Chamie ase wado afeto gunugbo wado miafe duklola ayomejela pete gbo wado eyantogbo bo nyatefe ofe gbebado miafe fiagangbo alebe emiasimi be ne ahwe nyake lesia never gblene ne aseta miawezo miogbededo agbelo
Yo, ameche gunu misegbe abo mi awe zolo.
Ni dakpe ganene mi atofiao be oho amanie. Chami ye ase wa do dukogbo be mi anamon popo mi anovi NDC to be yo ame yo keva Asogli dukogbo a wa de odoko nu alo ade odoko we afia mi akolo alo aselo.
Yo, my Jesus deka. O me vana togbi ogbo asifu flow. Ta mi afe nu via de ma. Mi akogble de togbi ogbo anogbe don de mi ata. Eji yenyebe. Mi afe koi wa kokbe do. Koi pada un zraka. Koi de chaminsim. Mi afe parliamentary candidate, the incoming member of parliament now whole central constituency, Honorable Potosu Adam Potosu Yenya. All the vote. Never current member of parliament. Bubuto Benjamin Komla Kpodo ya lemia dome. Nemake Mekpo miabe former MC Honorable Fafa Adinyina former MPs Honorable Captain George Mfojo Honorable Kofi Ato Honorable Kofi Ato olemia dome miabe former Deputy Regional Minister Bubuto Francis Komla Ganyaglo Eha Lafia Miave Constituency Chairman Constituency Executive Branch Topete Makarajibe Ode Ofiami Ho Francis Gejia Franklin Gejia Miave Campaign Manager na President John Dramani Mahama, Professor Joshua Alabi, Alamiadome. Namake Miabe Regional Chairman, Mauto Agbavito, Regional Executive Sobete, Miabe former Chief of Staff, Bubuto Julius Debra, Alamiadome. Namake Miabe General Secretary Agbale Jigla na Patia Bubuto Fifi Fiavi Kwete Namake Miabe Duklola Ike Gbona Aba ho dukoya Ba dukwa na kongo yiyi Ba aboyo nyama ikamile mi akpo gbojwe His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Ta oba enuma lafio mi kata mieva kpo togbe adogbene akpenami
Chami Segwera, Regional Secretary. Chami Senado NDC Toba Regional Secretary. Bo nchema no etonyo okule no nyo tepe awode de fia. Ma de kuku na etonyo okule no nyo bele ke mi ato we kuire kula no kwere onye ko nchema we kuire ne mesi bone ma da mesia me fia to kuku de me ma va jago le mi ameroji ga ke ma de kuku de ge yi cheta. Your Excellency, may I also introduce some of the chiefs and queen mothers here present to you. In front, very front there, we have Chiami Amwaku, the paramount linguist. We also have Chiami Chair to my left here and Chiami Dabi. With the side of Chiami Dabi, we have Mama Vua, one of our Safo Queen mothers. We also have Mama Awude, also one of our Asafo Queen mothers. We have Mama Asiamwa, also one of our Queen mothers, Asafo Queen mothers. And the very last person in the corner is Mama Kuma, one of our youth Queen mothers. To my left here, which is to your right, the very first person is Amechichie Deborah. Then we have Togbe Jogbeta the third, Togbe Jogbeta the third, also one of our Safo chiefs. The next person to him is Togbe Adase the third, the fifth, Togbe Adase the fifth, also a Safofia of Ho Ahwe. The next line, which you may be not see clearly, the very first person in the corner is Togbe Adubobi the fourth, a Fetofia of Ho Bankwe. Togbe Aja Tenu, the next person is Aja Osei, Paramount Chief of Akoviepe traditional area. And next to him is Togbe Dajawa, the third, the Paramount Chief of Shian traditional area. The next person is Togbe Ayim Ajokoto, the second from Takla. He is the Paramount Chief of Takla traditional area. Next to him is Togbe Kasa, the third, the Chief of Ho Ahwe. The other persons on the other line is Togbe Klujehe, the fourth, Togbe Jomachi, the second, Togbe Atiku, also from Takra. Then we have Togbe Akrofi Jabba. And we have our Paramount Stool Father sitting by him, Amechichie Christian Akpo. I move to your right again, which is to my left. The second line, we have Mama Mekasupa, one of the Queen mothers from Akwepe. Then we have Mama Eviono, Safo Queen mother from Ho Bankwe. Next to her is Togbe Anikpi the third, the Chief of Ho Heve. Next to Togbe Anikpi is Togbe Kotoku the 11th, the Paramount Chief of Pengwe traditional area. Then we have our mother of Asogli, Mamaga Akuade the second, the Paramount Queen Mother. And permit me to introduce to you the father of Asogli, who is the Agbogumefia of Asogli State and the president of the Asogli Traditional Council, Togbe Afede the 14th. So that is our introduction from the chiefs and queens of Asogli. We continue the program immediately and have the traditional prayer to be led by Chiami Chair and his team. Ya iji abiacho miato wesi. Abiacho miato wesi ba wagere tuome. Akla miato dungo akla miato chichia wanami. Tamade kukube miapete miadoto asegbedodora miakpo elaike wa dogbera mere kukuna mesiame. Let's all be silent, please. Stand. Dilemma.
Tony. Agolo. Ago namilo. Mekado agolo. Chichobe tonya gbelo. Ah, mauso ya. Chifafa wekelo. Eke economy. Ah. Eho. Togbe zikpe opete. Nyabe chekelo. Ah, eho trovete. Nyabe cheke. Asogli. Petrovete. Nyabe chekelo. Ah. Evi benya tonko chleo. Na me yo amede odi. Oh, zamedo hadeko. Oh, mama ni ebubu deko. Ile utro eko. Egbecho mi afia gangbo. Togbe afede wie nelia. Bo. Ivi. John, Dramani, Mahama. Dramani, Mahama. Ebe, yagare iji. Nyatefe. Eke o gbore. Eko toji ha. Ple onga. Kobe. Nyatefe. Ebe, yava. Eho. Ava aide region bete achala region dore ke yaba ware ne Ghana tukore yejibe aba dogbe ne fiawe oh miho alove okutanam togbe gbara chumeli o obenyi chami chemanu ma dogbe si gbegbera natabe echike fura mi lejan enunyo emo ke bete zogbo ole mo jinefa. Ah, que va do avere. Ah, anukwade. Alo nyateve. Sonne nome. Eye ebe do avetere. Minyabe ewe cheva ikpo. Egale wagbe oke. Nenyabe ekoda wedore. Nya dako. Untifafa. Wano nogbo. Anuke hema odore. Amerike mata ntutio. Eyata mile chike forain. Be omozozo onya nunu de siare wa nude na de nogbo ah mi fora me to en haolo ato sinedi na sinedi me to dotolo oru menevelo da titi ha chola chola meso nyimenyao ekpalakpe nyimenyao lo okudasi yen mama forain me to en holo me bon kro huhu la me senevane mi atolo Mahama lo nebe amere susube afoke vite de ole hey ya imajibe apore oh eyanto emi afodurain na mere ga susube oh eyikoye yata mere keme ga leore mi atronkume na jona ide achafu to no melo enya me ke legbedora na yabe mbeso alo menunya nyiro re ebiko menyolo nyanto mi ahonyawe le nunya mi anu Asogli onu neso efia bete nu neso na mi no deka mi wa deka na mi tuduodo Mahama ola meneselo
Yo, kyo body, menu ho me bon kro ho, boko toji have, okuda sinye, ba pura ina mi, me to en holo, obela menese, obolo, nya vete mi wa de kalo, jidudu nwe to never, ne votari ji ne ingo, Ghana ne ingo, Asogli ne ingo, ne ho ne ingo, me pura to en holo, patro ne trapalo.
Stand. Stand, Dogwe. Stand. Stand, Dogwe. They should come and fix the thing. Nyabete mi ado to nyuire amesiame ne do to nyuire lebe mi ase mi abe duklola xoxo ke henye NDC party pe flag bearer lo flag achola ogbe eta made kuku na mesiame be mi ado to. Shall we all be silent now and listen to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the flag bearer of the great NDC party.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Togbi affected the 14th, His Royal Majesty and head of the Asogli traditional area, our beautiful Queen Mothers, our paramount chiefs, residents of the Asogli state. It is always a pleasure for me to come back to this palace because I'm not a stranger here. I always receive a very warm welcome when I come back home to this palace. I'm happy to see Togbi in good health and in high spirits, despite the hardship and the crisis in which we find our country. But I know that Togbi has always been a very innovative, very optimistic person. And we want to thank you for what you've done, not only for your traditional area, but for Ghana. Togbi was one of the first to begin to unlock investments from China as his own private initiative. And we have worked together with Togbi on several interventions. Asogli 1, the Asogli 1 thermal plant, Asogli 2 expansion of the thermal plant, the Africa World Airlines. I remember the number of times I had to go and have dinner with Togbi to meet the investors before that project came to fruition. But before that, in the financial sector, Togbi has been very active with his SAS, Strategic African Securities, World Trade Center, you can name a lot, even Data Bank, which lately has become the vehicle for borrowing excessively and earning commissions for some people's pockets. Togbi was one of those who started it, and I'm happy you bailed out before Data Bank lost its sense of direction. I don't know if your shares were refunded to you, but if they weren't, they have enough money now. Go and ask for your shares to be given back to you. And I know Togbi has several plans, more plans, including how to activate our airport here in Ho. He and I have discussed a few things, and I know he's got some plans off his sleeves. I won't take it away from him. I'm sure at the appropriate time he himself would announce what he has to do. But we want to thank the people of Volta region for standing behind NDC over the years. We don't take your support for granted. In NDC, we don't call Volta region the World Bank for nothing. We call Volta region the World Bank not because in nominal terms your votes are the highest, because if you take the votes in Greater Accra, they are higher, but of course the population of Greater Accra is much bigger. But when it comes in percentage terms, no region comes close to Volta region in terms of percentage. And so we don't take the Volta region for granted. And despite the propaganda that NPP continuously subjects the people of Volta region to, I dare say that any time NDC has come into office, we make sure that the Volta region gets its fair share of the national cake. Anytime we come in office, we invest in the things that will change the lives of the people. We provide facilities for our secondary schools, dormitory blocks, administration blocks, classrooms, dining halls. We provide buses for secondary schools. We provide health facilities, CHIPS compounds, health centers, hospitals. We provide universities. When we said we were going to build UHAS, they were laughing at Professor Mills. They went and took a picture of the site and said he had formed a university for snakes and lizards and reptiles. Today, some people are taking honorary degrees from UHAS. It was the vision of Professor Mills. And the first campus was built by Professor Mills. And so, every other sector, provision of water, expansion of water supply, that the Domi water project, so many Kwando water projects, and so many other small town water projects, all provided under NDC administration. Electricity, with almost every community in Volta region that has electricity got electricity under the NDC administration. And you can't quantify the level of transformation it has had on the lives of the people. And yet, what the MPP, our comrades, do is they don't do anything. All the electricity extension we're doing have come to a stop. All the projects we're doing in the schools, the dormitories, everything after 2017 has come to a stop. Indeed, the GET fund that we're using to finance it, they have collateralized it, and so 60% of the GET fund goes to pay debts, and only 40% is available. And that's why all the projects in the schools have come to a stop. All the E-blocks we're building, the community day schools, have all come to a stop. All the water projects have come to a stop. No new water project since the NPP came into office. All the roads we're building, Japong, Podoe, Abutia Road, come to a stop. I can name so many of the roads, all have stalled. And what they do is, they'll come and pick 1 or 2 or 3 people from amongst you and take them and go and let them share in the money that they are looting. And then they'll come and point to you. You see this one? Since he joined MPP, don't you see his life has changed? You've been following NDC. What have you got? That is the propaganda. Am I lying? That is the propaganda. And so our people too, despite the fact that you can see the things that NDC did, our people, because of the propaganda, begin to say, yes, 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 we voted for you, we haven't seen anything, we haven't seen anything. Even though the water you are drinking is NDC water. The light you are switching on is NDC light. The school your child is attending is NDC school. The hospital you are going to is NDC hospital. The university your child is going to is NDC university. And then we say, no, we haven't seen anything. But we invest for generations. We invest so that you will benefit, your child will come and benefit, your grandchild will come and benefit, your great-grandchild will come and benefit. But they just come, share money, and say, oh, since 1992 I've been supporting political parties, nobody has given me 200 before. 200, you spend it, and you finish shopping it. And after that, you'll be the same again, in the same poverty that they have plunged you. This country has never seen this level of hardship and poverty as we are seeing today. The World Bank says 800,000 Ghanaians have fallen below the poverty line in the last 3 years. The Ghana Statistical Service says 8 million Ghanaians last year went for 1 day without food because they couldn't afford to buy food. Unemployment has gone up. When NDC was there, it was above 8%. Today unemployment is almost 15%. And so you get 200 cedis, but your child finishes school and is sitting in your house. You are feeding him for 4 years after he finished school. He can't get a job because of the MPP mismanagement. And so I'm saying all this because elections are coming. They are going to come with the money again. They'll ask for your mobile money numbers, Momo, and then they'll put 200, 500 for you. But remember that you have lived 8 years of poverty, 8 years of hardship, and that whatever money they give you will not alleviate the crisis into which they have plunged you. They say on 18th August they are launching their manifesto. They did their manifesto in 2016 and then they did in 2020. It's always full of lies and promises. So on 18th they will launch the manifesto of lies and tell you, we're coming to do this for you, we're coming to do this for you. But they say, first fool, second fool, who is the third fool? The third fool is the real fool. In 2016, the same manifesto they came and deceived us with. 1 million per constituency per year. 1 district, 1 factory. 1 village, 1 dam. 1 child, 1 egg. 1 child, 1 chocolate. Okata Alakpai. Alakpatowo. So on 18th, they'll come and show that manifesto of lies, promises to the Ghanaian people. But like I said, we know them. Premier Gau Nepa Gau, second Gau Nepa Gau, third Gau proper Gau. My good friend and colleague, I was in parliament with him. He likes to speak his mind very openly. Kennedy Ejapon. He advised his party that, look, go back and apologize to the people of Ghana for the hardship into which you have plunged them. And that is the truth. They need to apologize to Ghanaians. And when he said it, this finance minister they brought just yesterday, he is not part of those who have put us where we are. They got him, okay, you go and apologize. It's not his apology we want. He just came. Those who must apologize are number one, Nana Akufo-Addo. Jack Toronto. And his younger brother. Number two, the one who must apologize, is the head of the solid economic management team, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. And the third one who must apologize is their finance minister, Mr. Ken Oforiatta. It's those three people from whom Ghanaians are expecting an apology. Not the current finance minister, Amin Anta. So please, Amin Anta, apology rejected. Let the three masterminds of our present predicament come and apologize to the people of Ghana before we would even listen to you or take you seriously. But even whatever apology they give, Ghanaians must send them back into opposition so that they can go and sit and reflect on the harm they have done to this country. After what they've done to this country, they cannot be taken seriously and rewarded. This election is about change and more of the same. We either change or do more of the same. We are dissatisfied with more of the same. So definitely something must give. Change must happen. Because the world is waiting for that signal of change. For us to register that we are not happy with what has happened to our country. The last Afrobarometer survey said that more than 80% of Ghanaians believe our country is going in the wrong direction. And so if it's going in the wrong direction, the people who led us down the wrong direction, are they the ones going to lead us back to the right direction? We must change them and find people who know the way, follow who know road. Ghana must follow who know road. And NDC knows the road. And we're going to lead Ghana to the road of prosperity. Volta region has a lot of potential. In our first administrations, we concentrated on infrastructure mostly. And so water, electricity, roads, education facilities, health facilities, we built a lot. We're still going to continue with infrastructure because still we need to do the roads. We need to finish the Eastern Corridor Road. There are many other projects that were abandoned that we have to continue and finish. Even clearly these they are Agenda 111 hospitals. Instead of starting the number that you can finish, they've started plenty. There are different stages of completion and there's no dedicated funding to finish it. So we would have to come and continue and finish it. But we are not like them who would abandon the projects they came to meet. It's taxpayers' money that has gone into it. So whether the project started in our time, started in Kufuor's time, started in their time, any projects that remain uncompleted and abandoned, when the NDC comes, we'll tackle them and complete them. But Togbi, what is new is that we all can diagnose the problems of our country and the challenges. We have a youth bulge. We have a growing youth population. The largest part of our population today is made of people below 35 years of age. And what is needed is opportunities for them to be able to realize their full potential. And so it's all about job creation and job creation and job creation. And so while we build infrastructure, we're going to focus on job creation so that our young people can get jobs to do and be able to look after themselves. So that our young people can be able to get jobs to do so that they can buy their own mobile phones and not go for 1 cedi, 2 cedi mobile phone. And so, Volta region has a lot of potential. It has potential in tourism that can bring a lot of investment and money into tourism. It has investments in agriculture that can bring a lot of food to feed our people, provide employment for our youth, and be able to export food and earn money from outside. It has a lot of potential in agro-processing, adding value to the crops that we produce. It has a lot of potential in irrigated agriculture. We have the whole Volta, Southern Volta River flowing through the Volta region. We did earlier projects like the Afife Water Rice Project and several other projects which today are not working. We're going to revamp the Aveme Rice project. We're going to look at the left bank of the Volta where there's plenty land for irrigated agriculture, maize, cassava, rice, everything we want to grow there. Because we want to develop the full potential of this region so that our people will be able to finish school here, find work here, and be able to be responsible citizens in the Volta region. And so we're going to invest in infrastructure, but we're going to invest in a major way in oil palm, in cocoa, in ginger, in cassava, in rice, and every product that the Volta region is capable of producing. In addition, we'll build modern markets so that our people can come and trade in their goods. We'll build a market at Aflao, a big market at Ashigame, so that on our side we also will have Ashigame. Our mothers can go there and trade and earn an income for themselves. So Togbi, there's a lot that we have and intend to do, but we know that the economy is in a mess. And so one of the promises I've made is as soon as we come, we're going to hold a Senchi Forum. We're going to open the books so that Ghanaians will see what the true state of the economy is. And when we have seen what the true state of the economy is, we'll come out with a strategies, homegrown fiscal consolidation program to be able to lift Ghana out of the mess in which it is. And so those are the few messages that I have. But before I sit down, I want to introduce the elections in December are presidential and parliamentary. And so we're going to be required to vote we're going to have to vote both in the presidential and parliamentary elections. I'm standing for the presidential, and my younger brother here, Honorable Kotosu, is standing for the parliamentary. So I'm coming to present him to you. He's one of your own already, but I want to present him to you so that on 7th December we need a working majority in Parliament, so that on 7th December you will bring him back to Parliament so that we can work together to do all the things that I've said I'll do for you. So on 7th December, when you go to cast your vote, when you cast your vote for JM, also cast your vote for Honorable Kotosu. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Akwenami, God bless us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Binamiga Fwasi kolega rekanemi be ukulala hoho. Your Excellency, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have all gathered here, but we have some of our Muslim chiefs also among us. We have Sariki Yeshua Turawa. He is the Siriki Zongo of Ho, and he's the regional president of Zongo Chiefs for the Volta region. Also, we have Sariki Adamu Hamani Dagadu III. He is the Zamrama chief from the Zongo. Novinya NDC tobete made kuku ganene mia pete chezo. Be mia do tonyuide. Sem kaka mia to eponu. Mia to edu fia ntonto che aponu mia se. Tamade kuku ne mia pete be mia do to ase achogbe. Shall we all please listen now very attentively to His Royal Majesty Togbe Afede the 14th to address us.
Hello. Hello. Hello, va. Hello, va. Your Excellency. Baton is así. Baton is así. I can hold it. Hello. Hello. Yeah. Your Excellency, former President of the Republic, and my good friend, John Dramani Mahama, the Volta Region Chairman of the NDC, and the rest of the entourage of His Excellency former President, on behalf of the chiefs and the people of Asogli, and by extension of the Volta region, it's a great honor for me to welcome you to Ho, and of course the Volta region as you start your campaign tour of the region. Great honor to be seeing you for the second time in 3 days. You are with us over the weekend, and I'm glad I will be here again today. It's always a joy to see you. Let me take the opportunity to congratulate you, first of all, on your 24-hour economic policy. As someone who believes in hard work, I believe this is what we need. And it's obvious that the application of this policy in the manufacturing sector can indeed be a game changer. When you buy plants and equipment, it is for you 24 hours a day. If you choose to use it only for 8 hours, there's a little chance that you will do well, because the manufacturers of those machines have made them to be operated for 24 hours, and that determines the price at which they are sold at. So I think it's a matter of course that if you have a factory, you want, we see in the airline industry, it's always in the interest of the airline to ensure that the aircraft is airborne always. That is how you make your money. And it's also particularly important because with the advent of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement, we in Ghana need to expand our production capacity so we can take maximum advantage. It has been established that we are far behind those countries currently in the pilot phase as far as exports to our counterparts are concerned. And I'm aware that Nigeria recently launched an ambitious $50 billion program to expand production and therefore exports to Africa taken advantage of after. So I think your policy is a sure way of making us ready to also export to other African countries. And of course, by so doing, expand employment. If a factory that runs for 8 hours, one shift, decides to do 3 shifts, at least theoretically, they can expand factory labor force threefold. And of course, lower cost of production per unit and become more competitive. So I think it's a great policy we all deserve. So it deserves all of our support. I've also recently read about your newly launched youth policy, and I find it also very exciting. In particular, your plan to engage the youth in decision making at all levels of government. I think it's a good step forward because the future belongs to the youth, and it's about participate in the decision making process. Thank you very much for that policy. I'm also very excited, Your Excellency, about your promise to review the payment of ex gratias to the privileged few who enjoy ex gratias in our country. I think you have a lot of our support. The Constitution does not mandate, does not make compulsory. It just asks that a committee or committees decide what ex gratias selected employees should be entitled to. It could be the case they are not entitled to it. It certainly is not the case that they must be paid. And worst of all, for people to get ex gratias or end of service benefits multiple times in their lives. At a time when we are not able to pay our NAPCO employees, we are not able to pay our national service students or graduates. So I think that is also a thought in the right direction. Let me also congratulate you on your exoneration in the Airbus case. I think it's good news, not only for you, but for all of Ghana. Because it would have been a stab at the back. It would have been a dashing of hopes if you were to be found culpable. So congratulations on your exoneration. Your Excellency, I want to take the opportunity to share a few thoughts with you. The gathering, and of course with Ghanaians at large. You said it rightly that indeed there is a lot of work to do. Yes, there is a lot of work to do. What I will talk about will all be facts. It's not about politics, but it's about things that matter to the average Ghanaian. There is a fine line between partisan politics and discussion of politics. Of course, we chiefs are banned from partisan politics. But the reality of the matter is that we are also victims of everything that happens in this country. We suffer consequences of every wrong thing that happens as much as we enjoy all the good things that happen. So we cannot stand aloof as far as our developmental issues are concerned. And very importantly too, the chiefs are the people every day, indeed every hour. So when the people are in difficulty, the first place to go to is the paramount chief's house. So chiefs naturally must be concerned about happenings in our country. So I'll share my thoughts. Your Excellency and my fellow Ghanaians, The dream of every Ghanaian is to live a good life, is to be happy. Indeed, our founding fathers believed in our ability to manage our own affairs, bring development to our people, bring employment to our people, and bring happiness to our people. And that's why they said that the Ghanaian was capable of managing his own affairs, and they fought hard for our independence. Of course, our constitution has also carried the same dream and prescribed under the directive principles of state policy that the state shall be managed in ways that bring economic prosperity, brings employment, and brings happiness to all Ghanaians. And of course, it also requires that opportunities be created for all Ghanaians to participate in the development process. Yes, I believe we are capable of managing our own affairs, and I also believe that we have everything that it takes to ensure that our people enjoy decent living standards. Thankfully, the good Lord has endowed us with a lot of resources. Apart from our human resources, young, growing population, we have so much land that is uncultivated. A lot of mineral resources, named the gold, diamond, manganese, bauxite, molybdenum, lithium. We also have oil and gas. Ghana has more than its fair share of the wealth endowments of natural resources. So indeed, we have no reason to war. Indeed, we must be able to achieve the dreams of our founding fathers and also the expectations of the framers of our constitution. The reality is that the state of affairs currently is not very good. Our country has become heavily indebted. Our debts total now about almost 800 billion currencies, meaning that the average Ghanaian owes about 24,000 currencies. The sad part is that we are so indebted, and yet we still have a lot of the basic amenities that should make life enjoyable. Coming to home from Accra, I'm sure you all saw the picture of the roads compensate for those increases. So our people are indeed suffering. Worst of all, just as you said, we are suffering massive unemployment, particularly among the youth. Recent statistics suggest that unemployment worldwide is at the lowest level now in 15 years. But we are still suffering massive unemployment. So when you combine massive indebtedness with high levels of inflation, high levels of depreciation, and joblessness, then you begin to see the plight of our people. So our people, the state of our affairs is not very good. We need to be able to define the causes. But before
the victory of Mahama. The victory of Mahama.
Giving us hospitals, schools, find their way into people's pockets. Corruption is our worst enemy. And that is why, again, I'm happy about your promised commitment to fighting the canker. There have been too many scandals lately. From the PDS scandal to a Mary scandal to the cathedral scandal Just too many. And it's extremely embarrassing to read these things every day. But I thank Ghanaians for their patience. This one has ensured that Ghana has could be stable and to be peaceful. And I pray that Ghanaians continue to be patient and believe in the democratic process. And more recently, we are hearing about something called Ejapadie. And sadly, my company is also mentioned in that book. My small strategic African security is also mentioned in that book. I find it difficult to believe that that was a genuine document. But of course, certain things that we go through give us thoughts to the contrary. I recall that in 2019 thereabout, we received a letter for us to sign, pre-written in our name, to sign to resign from the group of companies that advise government on its bond issues. That came as a shock. Another time, we had a commercial paper outstanding with a state-owned financial institution that had not matured. Suddenly, we had debt collectors at our door demanding repayment of money that had not matured. So when I reflect on some of these things, then I begin to wonder. And only about 2 months ago, Iyoko was at a small factory that we own in Tema, Pioneer Kitchenware. We're just majority share owners of a company that is going through hard times, closed down. We're thinking of reviving it. And Iyoko was there because PKL allegedly was owing rates to Tema Development Corporation. And you wonder, what did Iyoko have to do with indebtedness of a small company to, So when you look at all of these things, then you begin to rethink about your view of Ejapadie. But again, you just reminded me about my involvement in the setting up of Data Bank. So that makes it even more surprising that after helping to found that company, I could also be a target. Anyway, but a lot of scandals are part of the problems that have drawn our country back. And these scandals have become possible because in Ghana now there is so little respect for the truth. Truth, freedom, and justice are all principles that are currently imperiled. It's difficult to know when you are hearing the truth and when you are hearing otherwise. I just read today that even the ownership of the newly commissioned gold refinery is being disputed. So the lack of truth, the lack of transparency, lack of accountability are all part of the problems of this country. Those have made corruption possible. If you have to fight for our development, you have to deal with corruption. We have to deal with accountability. We have to deal with the truth. There is always only one truth. Your Excellency, again, so much is politicized in our country. So much is politicized. Development is politicized. Even our football sometimes is politicized. whether a community voted for the president or not, they also deserve development. Personally, I think opposition is what makes victory sweet. So political leaders must not hate their opponents. After all, you've won. You have to be very magnanimous to those you've defeated and accept everybody as part of this country and therefore deserving of whatever this country has to offer. But so much is politics in this country. There were many projects that we tried to undertake that had possibilities of waivers, and you find it difficult to get some of those waivers, particularly for manufacturing plant and equipment. But let me tell you the interesting about football. You know, House of Folk is a club I control. We're in Africa with our counterparts. Our counterparts were offered money by government who are not giving money. That is the kind of politicization that is not good for this country. Pettiness that's not for this country. And you recall recently, for the first time, when there was a Republic Cup tournament, a team was brought from Cote d'Ivoire to come and play our counterparts, quite against what has been the norm. So when I talk politicization of development, possession of issues, these are the kind of things I'm talking about. Those don't augur well for national cohesion and the unity that we need to develop our country. And those are things that we all have to work together to fight. I can continue with the fact that the private sector does not enjoy the honest support that it deserves. And that also affects our development. Many policies benefit cronies, benefits relatives, benefits friends, to the exclusion of others. That is not fair. Whether we belong to party A or party B, we are all the same people. We all deserve whatever the nation has to offer. And I think a fair-minded leader, a leader who wants to ensure national unity and cohesion, should aim at that, to ensure that everybody can have fair opportunity. So we don't come with virtually predatory policies that are targeted to benefit a few people. We heard about how PDS was touted as a, structured to ensure majority Ghanaian ownership, only for us to realize that those were special, Ghanaians who were going to enjoy that majority. That is not the kind of development strategy that we need in this country. If we have to approach private sector fairly and for it to make development possible, we must be very, very even-handed and see that we all Ghanaians to start with. So cronyism has not been good for our country. And I'll ask that anybody who emerges as leader of this country tries to be a president for all, not a president for just a section of the country. Again, as I said, opposition is what makes victory sweet. And sometimes you get a lot more guidance from those who oppose you than from those who support you. So let's value our opponent. about mismanagement, our fiscal policy. We see so much reckless borrowing. We talked about it already. Very reckless borrowing, reckless decisions, reckless spending, wasteful spending. We all recall how abruptly the road tolls were removed just one day without much. Yeah, we saw how road tolls were taken away abruptly, and we now think of bringing them back. That is massive loss to the state. All the revenues that would have been collected over the period. In fact, many of us at that time thought the road tolls were even too low. Little did we think that the government would have thought that they were necessary altogether when we needed so much money, when we couldn't pay our NAPCO employees, we couldn't pay our contractors, and etc. So mismanagement has been part of our problem as well. A lot of knee-jerk decisions, a lot of politically biased or influenced decisions, those have not been good for our country. And if you recall when when Speaker Bagbin was here in November or December of 2021 when I spoke, I did say at that time that if Ghana was a company, Ghana would have filed for bankruptcy. That was like 1 full year before it finally happened in 2022, when by trying to renegotiate our debts, seek haircuts, and etc., appeal to the IFC, we effectively filed for bankruptcy. And I did say at the end of last year also that Bank of Ghana was technically bankrupt. Little did I know that they were indeed going to be asking for recapitalization. So we have not done very well in the management of our economy. So CD depreciation is still very high, inflation rate is still very high, and there is still massive unemployment, particularly among our youth. So these are some of the challenges that will confront our new or our next leader. And these are things that you as a prospective leader, Your Excellency, must be preparing for. Very briefly, let me also talk about the bastardization of most of our institutions. Most of them have become politicized, even chieftaincy institution, the judiciary, the security agencies, just name them. They have lost their independence and therefore their ability to safeguard our democracy as required of them in our constitution. Those things, again, I mean, it's all in our interest to ensure that the foundation of our country and its democracy remain very strong. And I think a selfless leader should aim at ensuring that all institutions of state are very strong and are capable of doing their work. Only then can we sustain our democracy, our peace, our stability, and our progress. Your Excellency, all of these things require leadership. I think what we have lacked most of the time in our country and most of Africa is leadership. Leadership that is genuinely committed to the people, committed to the cause of development. Leaders that see themselves as servants as opposed to lords of the people. And I think these are some of the difficulties, that have confronted our development over the years. Your Excellency, all of this mean that, as I said earlier, our people are truly suffering. They are suffering the consequences of lack of development, lack of progress. The consequences of mismanagement have become burdens on our people. And these are all threats to our stability. If we have to be stable, if we have to guarantee our future peace, we must ensure that the majority of the people at least are happy. People who are happy value their lives and are less likely to resort to violence. That is why prosperity is an important pursuit by most government agencies as a way of ensuring happiness and therefore peace. So, Excellency, we are facing a lot of threats, but I believe that we can turn it around. I'm an optimist, maybe a slave to optimism. I believe that we can turn around our fortunes, but it will require, among others, that we rededicate ourselves to the values that are enshrined in our national pledge, in our national anthem, and also in our 1992 Constitution. Those values can ensure that we come together as one people and work honestly towards the development of our country. Those values ensure that we work together in honesty to build a great country. Those values will allow us to leverage our natural resource endowments, agricultural resource endowments, leverage technology, leverage private sector capacity to generate the growth that will bring the development that we need, to bring the financial stability that we want to see, to strengthen the city, and also to create employment for the masses of our people. So I believe all of this is possible. Committing to the values in our anthem, our pledge, and our constitution, to leverage the potentials that our country has in agriculture, the mineral sector, and etc., to industrialize and therefore create growth, generate employment, stabilize the financial markets, stabilize the city, and ensure decent living standards of our people. But as I said, it will require, among others, very importantly, great leadership. Leadership that respects its commitment to people, its obligation to the people. Leadership that is humble. Leadership that is not vindictive. Leadership that is honest. That is what we need, Your Excellency. With that kind of leadership, we can pursue the honest planning that we need to leverage our resource endowments to generate the required growth and also development and employment for our people. But it will also require, as you yourself have suggested previously, a good constitution. We have all accepted that our constitution has outlived its usefulness. And I'm happy that you have committed yourself to continuing the work that had been started previously to review the constitution, amend it, and ensure that it's in tune with our development requirements. I think the constitution requires massive amendment if it's supposed to help us develop. And I think that's also one of the stumbling blocks in our development. Finally, very briefly on the forthcoming elections. I believe the forthcoming elections is not just about His Excellency Mahama or His Excellency Baumia or any other candidate. It's really about the future of our country. The future of our country is at stake. So we have to examine carefully our needs and then decide accordingly. These coming elections will be very, very seminal indeed. It will define the way forward for our country. And I think we should all work hard towards ensuring that it is free and fair The future is at stake. Let's ensure that we all work together to have a free and fair election, the result of which will give us the candidate that we want. Let us all come together as one people. Let us not be divided on the basis of tribe or political affiliation when it comes to matters of our development. So let us come together to defend our democracy. Let's come together to defend the truth. Let's come together to ensure that our political leaders do what is right for us, do what is right for our country. It doesn't matter whether you're from the north, the south, the east, or the west. Whether you're a Dagomba, a Hausa, an Ewe, Ashanti, it does not matter. We all have only one country called Ghana. And we need to stand together to defend that country and to ensure that we cannot be taken for granted by our leaders. So I ask that we all pledge to defend our country. We all pledge commitment to our constitution. And we all uphold the values that are enshrined in our constitution, the values that are embodied in our national pledge and in our national anthem. Only then can we play our part as citizens, not spectators. Only then can we have our voices heard by our leaders. And only then can we be part of the definition of the future of our country. And I want to ask that the EC, that commission, commits itself to doing its best for our country to ensure that we have a free and a fair election, so that the peace that has defined us as Ghanaians over the years, our enviable, peaceful environment, can be sustained into the future, because that is very important for our development. Your Excellency, I want to thank you once again for coming. Second time in just a few days. Again, we are happy to have you back again, if your time permits. And I want to wish you, on behalf of all of our people, success in all your endeavors as you tour the length and breadth of our region. Thank you very much for coming.
Ghana, attention! Come on! The victory of Mahama! The victory of Mahama! 1 million jobs, Mahama. Order number 2, Mr. Lugo. Weza NDC mia Wezo.